Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. I have been solving math problem, or to be more precise, the data sufficiency problems out of this book here, GMAT Review, the 12th edition, GMAT Review, the official guide, the 12th edition. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You need to have it in order to prepare for the exam, in order to follow my work, so that you can read the problem on your own. You have to have the book in front of you. The problem that I'm about to solve is the one that you're going to find on page number 273, data sufficiency question number 10. Let's take a look at it. It says water is pumped into a partially filled tank at a constant rate through an inlet pipe. Alright, there is my tank. And the water is coming into it. I don't want to be so sloppy because I'm quite artistic, so I figured why not show it to you how artistic we are. Here is my faucet here. So it's coming in. That's about as good a faucet as you're going to get from me. Which is why I was thrown out of plumbing school. Anyway, continue. The water is pumped into a partially filled tank at a constant rate through an inlet pipe, which is what we shall show here. It's partially filled. At the same time, water is pumped out of the tank at a constant rate through an outlet pipe, so there is a leakage actually. Water comes out. At what rate in gallons per minute is the amount of water increasing? Alright, so there's an inflow and there's an outflow. And what they're looking for is the net increase. Net increase per minute, which is your inflow minus the outflow. Sometimes I feel like I do too much. Of course, in the real exam I would not draw diagram and all this thing. I'm just doing it at a leisurely pace. We're not in a hurry. At least I hope you're not. So I'm just taking my sweet time. So in order to figure out, the question is, at what rate in gallons per minute is the amount of water in the tank increasing, which is what the net increase is what I'm talking about. There's an inflow, the water is coming in at a certain rate, and the water is going out at a certain rate. The net increase is net increase per minute is what they're looking for. This is what they're looking for. Let's see what the first statement says. The amount of water initially in the tank is 200 gallons. What the? Initial amount is 200 gallons. How the hell is that going to help us to answer the question, the net increase? That's useless, worthless information. I'm not interested at all in knowing how many amount of water was present there initially. We are looking for how much is it increasing, because presumably it is increasing, because they tell you it is increasing, which tells me that the amount of inflow is more than the amount of outflow. In other words, the tank is never going to get empty. If the amount of outflow was more than the amount of inflow, listen very carefully, if the amount of outflow was more than the amount of inflow, and if they were asking how long it will take before the tank becomes empty, then I need to know how much amount of water that we started out with. But even then, they're not asking you how long it will take for a tank to get empty, and here they're telling you clearly that the amount is increasing. Knowing the initial amount of water is worthless. This amount is this information of how much water there is in the beginning is superfluous, unneeded. unwanted. Write down all of these meanings: unneeded, unwanted, unrequired, uncalled for. It is this information that they give you. Oh boy, this is turning into a real vocabulary exam. So much so that I do not know how to spell the next word that I want to say. Gratuitous is the word. So we'll try it out. I'm going to actually spell it out myself here. Because once it goes on the internet, it is there forever and ever. For all posterity. Oh, there you go. That's another good word. Although that wasn't the word that I was actually looking for. There you go. Here's the word. GRATUTOUS. I hope you can read that far low in the camera. The thing I forgot to check. The word is gratuitous. Not to be confused with gratuity, which is different. That's the tip that you leave for a waiter or a waitress. Gratuitous, you must have heard of gratuitous comment. It just means something that is unneeded, unwanted, unrequired, uncalled for, unwarranted, superfluous. So that information is gratuitous. It does not do anything at all. We don't need it. That is not required here. It doesn't do anything in terms of answering our question of what the net increase is. Posterity, by the way, means future generation. Let's look at the second statement. So we know that the answer, I did not put down here. Always put down your thing, A, D, B, C, E. The first statement by itself is not enough, so the answer cannot be A or D. Let's look at second statement. Second statement tells us that the water is pumped into the tank at the rate of 10 gallons per minute. Well, there you go. The water is put into the tank at 10 gallons per minute. 10 gallons per minute. And does it tell you how far it's going out? And it's going out at the rate of 10 gallons every 2.5 minutes. There you go. 10 gallons every 2.5 minutes. That is enough. Let me put it here. So the net increase is going to be, since they tell you 10 gallons per minute, in here they tell you 10 gallons every 2.5 minutes. I'm going to change this into 2.5 minutes as well. So 2.5 times 10 is 25. So it's 25 gallons per 2.5 minutes minus 10 gallons per 2.5 minutes. Well, there you go. That tells you the net increase. It tells me that the water is increasing in the tank at the rate of 15 gallons every 2.5 minutes. That information is enough. That information is enough. The answer is B. The answer to this problem is B. The second statement by itself is enough. Well, posterity, by the way, means future generations. So what I was saying is that as I was looking at the spelling of the word, gratuitous, is because once I spell it on the blackboard and once I put it on the YouTube and then I find out that it was misspelled, it is there forever for all the posterity to see and have a giggle at the old man, namely I. So I wanted to double check this spelling. Anyway, I hope you found it helpful. That was it. Second statement by itself, second statement does provide us enough information to answer the question. The first information does nothing. The answer is B. I hope you found it helpful. If you wish to get hold of me for personal private tutoring, I do face-to-face private tutoring. I do tutoring over the telephone. I also tutor over the internet through Skype. If there is anything at all that I can do to help you prepare for the GMAT, go to my website at www.for4gmat.com and send me an email. Or you can go to www.keshwaniprep.com and send me an email. Alright? Thank you.